Hey guys, welcome to the Service Without Excuses podcast. We want to thank our sponsor, Prodigy Pro. That's prodigypro.io. ProdigyPro.io. They are a one-stop marketing solution built with a whole bunch of different memberships into it, depending on which level your business is at and which needs you have for your business as you grow. Nice thing about it is you don't have to go in and buy a bunch of options in the top level membership. You could start very small and very reasonable and get yourself built up as you can grow into one thing after another. I love it. I use it in my service company. It's been a massive, massive game changer. I will say, next to understanding and leveraging the power of reviews, and maybe even equal, that this has become a major, major player difference for me and my service company. So I highly recommend prodigypro.io. It really can help. And actually, we're going to get into some of the subjects of what that does today. And I'm not doing it to make it a pitch or a sales thing. I want to explain it because I've often got asked this question: Rob, what is AI? What is Chat GPT? What is OpenAI? How does this whole thing work? Well, AI stands for, obviously, if you're not familiar with it, and I'm pretty sure you are, artificial intelligence. So how it works, if you're in Chat GPT, you ask it a question, and the question might be, let's say, you know what, I'm in New Jersey and we're known for our corn. So I'll say, how can I grow the best corn living in New Jersey? I can actually be more specific about exactly where I'm at, and I'm close to the water. How can I grow the best corn for the best outcome and get the best product and the best outcome when it comes to it? And I could say, I want to get the juiciest corn at the right part of season. When do I need to start to plant? And it will literally write out a plan for me. I'm pretty sure exactly to this of when and how I should plant that corn here in New Jersey, and when I should look to probably harvest it and really help it get the best performance out of the corn. So it's crazy, I know, but you can literally get the information. Now, AI goes way beyond that, and I've actually sat in some different classes where it's mind blowing, right up to a person, right up to a voice, being able to match. That's some scary stuff. But we're going to talk about the good stuff that you can use to leverage your business right now. Automation is very important. Now, for my company, Jersey's Best, I've actually paid in the past to have articles written about the company. Not articles and publications, as you think, articles that go on my website, content that gets on my website. And it's very expensive. It's very time consuming. So when I used to hire that service costs between $900 and $1,200 a month. Most of the time, they were at $1,200 a month. Then the articles, there wasn't many of them, but what the articles would do is that information would get out online, and the tentacles would, kind of spread everything, sort of like seeds being spread, sort of like spreading, trying to grow corn, and it would get the information out there. And the nice thing about it is that article really gave me major traction. Those things, those headlines, those pieces of information would become almost magnetic to my business. And then people would say, "Hey, I read an article, or I saw this, or this came up when I did a search." It's very, very important. Article writing is one of the most important things. Now, article writing, again, costs a lot of money. When I say 1,200, that's a commitment. That's a long-term commitment to even get that price. You can spend a lot more. Well, here's the thing about AI today: you can take and leverage the information that's available out there, generalized information, and then you get this big breakdown, this whole thing about this article that you want to have written about your company. My company happens to use natural-based product cleaning solutions, and we are uniformed with ID badges and all these things you can say in the article. And it can say, "Write me an article based on the information I'm putting in there," and it will write the article. Now, you can't take that article. You can get it as close to human as possible, but you still have to retrofit it with the information. However, most of the article, 80%, up to 80%, I should say, of the work is already done. Now, whoever is managing that for you can put that information in custom to your company. For us, it's New Jersey's Best. For whoever's company, you put the information specific and also the areas, but that's cut down literally 80% of the time. So now the person writing article only has to put 20% of the time, maybe 30% of the time by the time they do the research, get the information in. That's 30%. So 70% of the cost is now on AI, and it's taken away. So then an article becomes a lot more affordable to get done. And that's the leverage part. The key is you have to have the person knows how to ask it. The company I use, Prodigy Pro, obviously they're very good at obviously asking that question, saying, this is what I need to know about New Jersey's Best. These are specific keywords. These are specific pieces of information. I need to have that put into my stuff, and it'll write an article based on that. And of course, then we retrofit it when it's sent to me and get it done. Leveraging the power of using automation and AI is crucial to your growth, and it's crucial to going forward. Plans like Prodigy Pro, and for example, leverage anywhere between 297 and I think the highest one is 997. For 997, you're literally getting article written in it as well as everything else, including a custom website. That's how much automation has changed it. That's how much the cost of it. For me, myself, if I would have had this product when I started New Jersey's Best, we'd probably be 5 times further ahead than what we are right now, maybe even more than that, to be honest with you, because it would have automated the marketing, would have automated the stuff to it. And that's where you need to embrace automation. You have to understand how automation works, how automation can get things done in your business. Here's the thing, unless you have somebody on staff, unless you have somebody you're hiring, an agency to manage your marketing, you're still paying a lot of money for it. To hire, I co-own an agency with a friend of mine, and that agency, you spend a fair amount of money to have campaigns done for you and done for you content and done for you everything, where you don't necessarily need that anymore because I mean, you do need it depending on your campaign if you're doing something bigger, but it's not nearly as needed. You don't have to go the agency route. I probably misspoke on that. You don't have to go that far as to say, I have to hire an agency and a retainer that's $25,000, $30,000 a year to have stuff done. I don't have to go that route anymore. I could basically take whatever it is and I can custom fit it to my business, and I could do it all at an affordable price point that is literally 1/3 of the cost to hire an agency for the year. I can get the top level membership with everything, including a website and all the automation that goes with it, all your lead connection stuff. So I'm going to get into briefly what you should expect from this. And I have a detailed breakdown of how Prodigy Pro works. And full disclosure, I am a partner on Prodigy Pro. So when I say it's sponsored, I'm sponsoring myself. So we went from a very big corporate sponsor that was excellent, no ill will to them, to our own sponsorship. It was a choice on our end. We decided that I wanted to keep it in-house with it. So Prodigy Pro is a program that actually can really help fine-tune your business. And this is what I really got behind and really said, you know what? That's the one thing service businesses really lack today is having the automation marketing. Now, it is a what's called CRM program. You probably think to yourself, well, I have a CRM program. I don't need anybody. You're absolutely right. You don't need an operation program. You don't need to track employees' time. You don't have to track commissions. You don't have to track gross sales. You don't have to do reports in it. That's a totally separate CRM program that should run by itself. This program is built completely on the marketing assets in your business and the automation that needs to be done in your business in order to consistently get results for your company. So, for example, if you invest, if you'd be lucky to probably invest 5% into this system for the entire year at your total expenses to get your return, a minimum return on it. I can't think how you wouldn't do that. So think about if you had all your automated marketing done for literally 5% of your gross for the year. I can't think of a better return than that. Most of the time I'm paying between 10 and 12% outside of this. Now, if I really want to go crazy with a bunch of campaigns and do stuff and spend the 10%, I'm probably getting a 4-to-1 multiple. That means for every $100,000, I'm going to what I normally would have done. Now I'm doing $400,000 worth of business for that. So literally the multiple is going from $100,000 to $400,000 for the same, really the same investment, a couple percentage points different. That's it. There's no way I wouldn't do that. If I could get a 4-to-1 in any business, I'm going to do it in a heartbeat. I'll deal with the added expenses and direct and indirect liabilities. I'll deal with all the extra stuff if I can do a 4-time multiple just by increasing my budget a couple percentage points to do a lot of campaigns and stuff like that, to automate campaigns. And here's the thing. The nice thing about these programs, it's not just Prodigy Pro, but other programs like that, is it's automatic. A campaign sent to you. We figured out what's going to be in the message. We figure out what's the best time to launch, put it into your Facebook account, or you can upload it into Prodigy Pro and we send it out for you. We have your database in there, or we can send it to you. You can automate it in your database and you could track it. The nice thing is if you send it to us and we send it out, we can track every single lead, where they're coming in from, all the different things for lead connector and things like that. That make it automatic. You can truly accountably track. Now, when I get into a separate CRM program versus this, you want them to be separate. And you could say, Rob, I have a separate website. I don't want to change anything. Perfect. If you want, we can integrate it, as long as it's in WordPress, which a lot of them are. We can integrate it for a fee every single month into our system. Or you can do what I'm going to recommend you do. You keep them completely separate because you can track everything through Prodigy Pro. Prodigy Pro is nothing more than basically another website to track completely and automate and follow through on all of your marketing. And there's a lot of really great things that it does. that I highly recommend you look into. And I'm going to get into some of these little things right now, but I had my partner actually develop well, he did it on his own. I didn't even have him. He just did this thing on his own. And it basically explains it in detail, some of the very key features of it. These are not nearly all the features, but these are a lot of the key features that we found out service businesses needed and to look into. And one of the big things was SMS. So if you're not familiar with what SMS is versus email, you probably think the traditional way is I'm going to email my clients. That's how I'm going to get my best return. And it's just not true. Okay. If your customers have if you're your name on the account, setting it from an SMS number, or even if it's a separate SMS number, which is fine, we can certainly do that automatically. There's a million ways, as long as it has your message, your information onto it. It's a win-win. So SMS is the way people are usually, your current clients, which is what you're using it for, are connecting with you the best way possible. So if you send a campaign out saying, like I just did one that the code was like spring 20, or I'm not sure what it was. Basically, it said, now's your time, spring's coming in, and now's the time to have your floors refreshened up after the winter, even though the winter is pretty mild here. This is the time to do it. That campaign was by far, and I mean like 10x. I hate to use necessarily that word, but it's literally 10x the amount of response I got versus doing any other campaign. Now, this is the first one I did in Prodigy Pro versus using my original system. Now, my original system got pretty good results. I get a 2 to 3% return on it between email and SMS, by the way, between spending money on both, which is a few $100s per campaign to send it out, just between the SMS open click and the email open click and what you'd pay to have it done. But literally it was 10x what my best one is. So you're talking, I think between all the clients, we got a response about 35 people for about 1,300 customers. Now, that might not seem like much, but this is engaged people saying, I want to hire you. This is not people saying, give me a price quote. This is not people saying, I need this. This is people saying, I need this done. Put everything together. Give me the discount. Done. It was mind-blowing. This is 30%, 30 different people that chose us. This isn't everybody that responded. These are people that said, I want to book it. Here's my code. Here's my thing. So the power of the message and power of the automation with SMS done correctly with the right message at the right time to the right people under the right situations was vital. And the amount of money we made on that campaign, I mean, I don't even, you're literally 10x probably doesn't even do it justice. I don't even have the final numbers in front of me, but like that campaign probably did $22,000. It's a simple little thing that was just mind blowing. You go, how in the world did a campaign that cost us, dollars to spend do tens of thousands? That's how it does it. So it gives you kind of the idea, but that's the open rate is around 90% for SMS versus email. At your best email, send about 60%. That's if you were really good copywriter, you're really good, pretty good headline. It's about 60%. So big difference to it. Very important feature. Missed call text back feature is a big thing. You get busy, your phones get going, and you go, you know what? I need to really have a backup system for when things fall through. Sure, I can have an automated phone system and I could do this, but let's skip the phone system. Let's just say, listen, most people are probably not contacting you from the phone, but even if they are, it's fine. Once they contact you and leave a message, that the message is being sent directly to you in real time with their information saying they want to get this done. And you might go, well, I have voicemail. I could do that. Voicemail doesn't work that well, guys. It doesn't, unless you have a voicemail automated system. We do. And even that gets clogged up. This is information coming from not just phone calls, but Instagram, Google. Somebody could recommend you on Twitter, believe it or not. Facebook. It can come from a Facebook campaign ad. It can come from a Facebook group. We can track all those things, and that will connect the lead immediately to. And here's the thing: if you don't respond immediately, it does for you. It actually takes and responds back. They're predetermined formats. They're not artificial intelligence that can talk in real time yet, but they automatically responds to you back and says, this is what, thank you, Mrs. Smith, for reaching out to us. We really appreciate it. Please let us know what you'd like to have done, and we'll gladly get back to you as soon as possible with some information and a quote. It responds to them. They think, believe it or not, they feel it, because I've tested it. They believe that's a real person answering that with real information. You can custom fit that. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So, and it's in real time, so you're not missing your phone calls. And that's the biggest challenge we have with service companies in Prodigy Pro, is them being responsive and responsible in a timely manner to get back to people. And that's why the automation is there in the first place. But that doesn't mean you just set it and forget it. It means you have a little bit of a buffer, but you need to get back to people in a timely manner. So that's very, very important. Chat widget and two-way text feature. So here, what the chat widget does, which was really cool. So chat widget is something that goes on to your website. And that widget will actually sit there and say, and you've probably seen these on websites before, how can I help you today? And it will basically take your information, and it has automated responses to it. So you can have, hi, this is Jim's carpet cleaning. Thank you very much for reaching out to us today. Or you can write in a question. I'm looking to have 4 rooms of carpet cleaning done. I'm looking to have some plumbing work done. I'm looking to have a new air handler put in my house. I'm looking to have whatever it is. You could sit there and send this thing out to send this information with your phone number, with your email, and the message. We want to collect both and send it out just in case something gets dropped. And they're going to write down, I need this done. And it's going to create an automated response for you. Thank you so much. Unfortunately, we're out of the office, or fortunately, we can gladly help you with whatever. You could set up with different parameters to respond back. But that's done 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It automatically responds to people. And if you're not available and it's different time of day or it's after hours, it'll say, our office is currently closed. We've sent your information to one of our representatives and they will get back to you shortly. And that's how you do it. Like me personally, we answer calls. So we booked 2 calls last night on Easter. You would think nobody is going to message you on a Sunday evening for your carpet or tile cleaning company on Easter, and you would be mistaken. 2 reasons that we had so many responses. It's just post-Easter. People had accidents, had issues. Both of them were actually for tile and grout, by the way. So something probably annoyed them, and they just waited till Easter was out of the way in order to have it done. So that was vitally important. But going back to this, that widget is tremendously important to your business because it's giving a customer a real-time response. Guys, they don't want to wait. Nobody wants to wait. We're the most impatient country in the United States, in the world, just the United States alone. And we're used to getting instant gratification because we've been able to get instant gratification. Amazon kind of built that complex around it. Google built that ideal around it. So that was very important. But the two-way text feature is so awesome with that too as well, because you can get back to people in real time. And here's the thing, the phone number isn't necessarily your stock business number. It's actually usually a different phone number, and you're able to communicate back and forth with them through either the chat widget or you're able to do it directly with them. Most of the time I say do it through the chat widget. That way it's done in one place. You can track it. You kind of want all those messages are tracked. That's the cool thing about it. Lead Connector app. This one is a massive, massive game changer. Lead Connector finds people that are looking for your services and where they're doing things and pulls those leads into the program, into Prodigy Pro. So it takes leads, people that are looking for a drain cleaning service, or they're looking to have their house painted, or looking to have their tile and grout clean, their stone clean, their carpets clean, whatever that happens to be. And that basically takes and pulls all that information into the site. And when people have a question or their opinion out there, or they're looking for something, that comes into Prodigy Pro and tracks and can account for that type of information. So I'm going to give you a little bit of an information, or a little bit of how the stock responds. With Lead Connector app, businesses can streamline their communication with leads and customers across multiple channels, making it easier to manage and track their interactions. For example, businesses can use the Lead Connector app to receive messages from their customers directly into the Prodigy Pro account, quickly allowing a fast response and allowing tremendous efficiency. Lead Connector app also allows businesses to automate their lead management process by creating custom workflows that could trigger any action into the app. Triggering is what I'm talking about when it's getting a direct response to itself. For example, you can use Lead Connector app to automatically create a new lead in Prodigy Pro from whenever a new contact is added into your CRM program. So that means you can also put automation into place where you could say, a new customer came, a new client, new prospect, I should say, came into the program. and it can manage that entire workflow from the time they come in to get them on board to do whatever. Like, for example, now I have to follow up on estimates that we did a week ago. We always do, at least there's an automated response, and then there's a physical response that we do in our business 1 week later to see if they have any questions. These are all commercial or bigger jobs, so these aren't something that they're necessarily, going to make a decision really quick about. But either way, we do it at the longest point a week away. Now, what if there was a system in place to have things done automatically? So we do the estimate, they confirm the estimate, they do a follow-up 2 days later, they do a follow-up 4 days later, they do a follow-up 7 days later, and then the campaign is kind of done. But you can set things like that to make things work automatically. Massively important security and privacy features. Obviously, Project Pro is an extremely safe system to use. It's encrypted. It has its own a lot of safety measures, a lot of things in place that make it very, very safe for the consumer to use and you to use as a service business owner. So Project Pro takes security and privacy seriously. Software uses advanced encryption algorithms to protect sensitive data and preventative access to that. So that's something you should know as well. In conclusion, Project Pro is a game-changing software that has the potential to transform any business the way it can operate going forward. It's advanced AI capabilities, friendly interface, and versatile applications that make it a valuable asset for any organization. Whether you're looking to optimize your operations, improve efficiency, or gain insights into the business, Project Pro can help you achieve these goals with the emphasis of security and privacy you could trust with your data in real time. So, it's like the best way I can describe it, it's like an employee that you would be paying a lot for. You got somebody basically right out of college to run and automate your marketing for your business, if your business is at the level it can do it in the first place. And really, the number on that business has got to be probably close to $1 million, at least $750,000 or better, to be able to hire that person, to bring them on to hire. Or you would have to go an agency route, which is probably between 30 and 50K a year between all the stuff you're going to do. Or you can look at programs like Project Pro that at the most will probably run you $10,000 to $12,000 a year with the top end program doing everything. And of course, we can send you information to it and a webinar about how everything kind of breaks down in a nutshell. But really, the system was designed to help service businesses grow and scale more automatically at the things they are the weakest at, and that is their automation of marketing, their automation of systems that drive marketing dollars, that drive leads, that drive sales into the business. And that's the Achilles heel. Got a quick story for you. So I'm at a trade show once, and there is on one side probably about 40 guys working around this piece of equipment called a truck mount. And the truck mount is pretty cool. We all have them. I have them in my trucks too as well. And on the other side of the room is a stage with people talking about marketing and business and operations and employees and, everything, a wealth of information. 40 guys, they're watching them tear apart a truck. And at the other side, myself and probably about 4 or maybe 5 top people were listening to a speaker. A speaker, by the way, that's a New York Times bestseller, talking, okay? And he's explaining how he can add an extra $100,000 minimum to your business in 15 minutes. And by the way, the guy's capable of giving you more enough information to make way more than $100,000 in 15 minutes. He's just a pro. And the thing that really killed me, that really, made me highly, highly upset, was the fact that only 5 of us were sitting there watching the guy that can add an extra $100,000 to the business. But the 40 guys on the right hand were looking at the truck mount just to know how to do it or do a repair that they could pay somebody else $250 to $500 to do. Has probably going to have the repair once a year on each thing. They may spend $5,000 on repairing that entire truck mount for the entire year. And I'm going big on that versus the extra $100,000 they would have made if they would have found it. Using marketing systems, your CRM program is sort of like the truck. It's great. It's important. You got to know how to repair it. You got to know how to maintain it. You got to know how to put information in. But having a system like Project Pro or something like it out there that can track and do your marketing and bring in that extra revenue and help keep your business, most importantly, streamlined and efficient, is a game changer. And you don't have to go and spend a bunch of money, but it's doing it for you. So my advice to you, people that are listening to this or watching this, is don't think like the technician. Think like the business owner that wants to make the $100,000. Don't think like the guy that wants to know how to work in a truck mount. Nothing wrong with that. I'm a little bit of a gearhead myself. In fact, there's a bunch of tools even right behind me in my office. But I'm not going to be that guy versus the guy bringing in the extra $100,000 in the business. And I mean, 100,000 is pretty conservative. You probably would make more like three or 400,000 or 500,000 extra in your business for what this gentleman would have taught. So think about the big picture. So again, that's some of the features and benefits to ProdigyPro.io. And that's some of the information about AI and why AI is so important in your business and in your life. I suggest you sit there and break it apart and kind of figure out what works best for you. What features do you need in your business? What things do you think are going to make your business automated? For me, I like the higher level one. It's pretty simple. I'm a co-owner of the business. So I've been testing it for almost 7 months now. And it's been a massive game changer with the results comparison to what I was spending literally 5 times on as much a month. So I was still spending that 5 times a month for the last 6 months. And then on my own with this, which, I didn't have nearly the investment in my own company. But investing in a company, as you know, costs a lot of money either way. So the results on the right-hand side, which was the newer system, just absolutely destroyed the old results. And they were way more in touch. Things were put in place that made it way easier for my company to grow and to really excel and to automate my business to make it run whether I'm here running it physically or not. There's other factors to it, but literally it doesn't need me to be here. A lot of times it does the marketing. I don't have to do nearly as much. And that's a tremendous weight lifted off your chest when those things are done. So guys, again, thank you so much. I want to thank our own software, ProdigyPro.io, that is sponsoring the podcast and putting the dollars behind getting this done to distribution and getting it out to the right people to promote the podcast. And that's where we decided to put our money into to help promote it, among other things. So go check it out, ProdigyPro.io, or again, feel free to subscribe and listen to the Service Without Excuses podcast. And we will see you soon on another episode. I got a big guest coming up later this month, and I'll make the announcement here shortly, but he's a big one. He's one of the biggest YouTube people out there, especially when it comes to the information space. But he's big by any realm. He's in the millions and millions and millions of followers. So I can't wait to have him excited, and we'll see you soon. Thanks.